This has been another great year for comic book inspired movies. Green Lantern, Thor, X-Men First Class, Captain America. Next year promises even more titles. And here to talk a little bit about the comic book presence in movies is Christopher Owen. Christopher is a professor at Mohawk College who has taught comic book history. Professor, tell us a little bit about all these movie adaptations.
Well, you know, we've had a lot of comic book movie adaptations for many years now. Years ago, of course, in the 70s, we had Superman, and then we had, even before that, we had the Batman, the movie based on the TV show. And then for a long time in the 1980s, we had some really crappy movies that came out. There was a really bad Captain America one where he had like rubber ears, and a really bad Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie that didn't even see the light of day. So movies based on comic books are nothing new. Of course, there are a few movies that have been based on comic books that people don't even know about, such as The Road to Perdition or Men in Black, things like that. So these are all movies that have come out based on comics, but you know, now we're starting to get more of the popular ones that are becoming more popular, more widely known, I guess I should say.
Okay, so safe to say there have been a lot of duds in the past.
Oh, yeah.
You've probably even seen them all.
Sadly, yes, I have wasted my life.
Okay, but what leads to these ones in contemporary modern day times being a little bit more successful?
Well, you know, I think some of the storytellers are starting to realize that when you have a graphic novel or a comic, these are instant storyboards for the movies, as well as, it makes it much easier to adapt these movies. As well, now you've got digital media and digital computer-generated effects and things like that, which now make it much easier to adapt the movies, make it a little bit more believable. So, you know, when you get a movie like, say, Green Lantern, where it's very cosmic and outer space, now it's a lot easier to kind of believe that these things are around and they're not just sort of people in rubber suits and things like that, right?
Right. The modern CGI really makes an alien look like an alien.
Exactly, exactly.
And
yeah.
what are your take maybe on the 3D aspect? Does that help too?
Well, 3D absolutely helps. I mean, now we've seen the Transformers 3 in 3D, and it was phenomenal. And we've got a lot of other movies that have come out in 3D. And I think technology is really stepping up to the plate to make these comic book movies a little bit more believable.
Okay, now I want your honest opinion on maybe the fan base. Now, I know a lot of these people probably seeing the movies are fans, but I've seen a kid 2 years old wearing full-out Spidey at the movie theater.
Absolutely.
Is he reading the books already?
Well, and this is what's great about it, is that they're making the movies not just for the fans, they're making them so that people who don't know much about the characters are also able to really enjoy the movies and enjoy the characters, such as, you know, a character like, say, Thor. A lot of people wouldn't necessarily know about the Thor comic book or have read the Thor comic, but now all of a sudden we've got the Thor movie that comes out, and now they do such a good job at telling the origin and all the kind of nuances about the character that it's believable for the audiences, and they really get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
And it's probably working a little backwards in a sense, where now people are seeing the movie first and then going to the comic books after, maybe?
Absolutely. You know, for a long time there, it was only the people that would read the comic books that would go to the movies. But now people are going to the movies, and now they're going back to see the source material to see what made these characters really popular. And it's great because now we're getting more sequels and more prequels and things like that coming out. Like, for example, we even have a new Spider-Man movie coming out. We've got another Dark Knight movie coming out. You know, the Avengers movie, which is coming out, which is going to combine the Captain America and the Thor, you know, and the Hulk, and you know, so we got all these great characters that are now going to be coming all into one movie rather.
Right. Well, you heard it here from the professor himself. Comic books really are ruling the skies at the silver screen.